The hidden truth about why people walk away and how to reclaim your power. 1. The pain of being too predictable. They didn't walk away because you were too kind. They walked away because you were too predictable, too available, too easy to read, too easy to control. That's the truth no one wants to admit. Not because it's wrong, but because it hurts too much to accept. You thought your silence made you noble, but they saw it as weakness. You believed your forgiveness was strength, but they took it as fear. You thought you were waiting for them to see your worth, but in reality, you were giving it away piece by piece. In a world addicted to noise, the quiet one is overlooked. In a world driven by reaction, the calm one is underestimated. And then one day, you begin to ask yourself, why does sincerity get punished? Why does loving deeply push people away? The answer? Because you showed too much. You spoke too soon. You let them read you before you ever knew their intent. In the eyes of the world, whatever is predictable will never be respected. Machiavelli never taught people to be cruel. He taught them how to be dangerous without being loud. He taught the power of restraint, of silence, of being unreadable until it's already too late. This isn't for the weak. It's not for those who crave to be loved. It's for the one who's done proving their worth and is ready to become untouchable. Because the moment they can't read you anymore is the moment they start respecting you. 2. The hidden pain of self-abandonment. There's a kind of pain most men never speak about. Not because it's small, but because it's humiliating. It's the pain of being too available and still ignored. The pain of doing everything right and still being treated like an option. The pain of showing up fully, vulnerably, sincerely, only to be met with silence, rejection, or worse, manipulation. No one teaches you what to do when your kindness becomes your weakness. Your calm becomes invisible. Your love becomes a burden they no longer appreciate. So you start questioning everything. Your worth, your dignity, your instincts. Was I too much? Or was I simply too easy to get? There is no louder heartbreak than the kind that happens quietly. No deeper betrayal than the kind you keep to yourself. And that's what makes this pain so dangerous. It doesn't scream. It simmers. It shapes how you walk through the world. You stop trusting your own emotions. You start second-guessing every moment of honesty. You put a leash on your truth, not because it's wrong, but because it was once punished. That's how self-doubt is born, not through failure, but through repeated invalidation. You gave too much, too early. You tried to explain your worth instead of letting it speak for itself. You kept proving, hoping, reaching, and all they saw was need. All they felt was control. Because in this world, the moment they sense you need them, they stop needing you. You try to earn respect with love, but they respected what you didn't give away. You try to gain closeness by opening up, but they only value what they have to work for. And here's the part no one talks about. They didn't hurt you by accident. They hurt you because they could, because you let them believe you'd stay no matter what, because you responded every time, because you never let them feel the weight of losing you. Now, you carry a quiet grief, the kind that doesn't get sympathy because no one sees it. It hides behind jokes, behind busyness, behind pride, but it's there. Every time you bite your tongue when someone crosses the line, every time you fake indifference when you're boiling inside, every time you shrink yourself just to keep the peace. That's the hidden pain, not just rejection, but of self-abandonment. And the truth is, you didn't lose their respect. You never had it, because you were too accessible, too transparent, too responsive. You let them see everything. And in a Machiavellian world, what is fully seen is rarely valued. What do you do with that pain? You stop explaining. You stop trying to be understood. You stop thinking that being chosen is the prize. Because it's not. The real prize is becoming someone they can't read. Someone who doesn't flinch. Someone who doesn't chase, even when they want to. Someone who doesn't need, even when they feel deeply. Machiavelli warned us, it is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both. Today, that principle still stands. Because in a world that exploits softness, your survival depends on how well you can hide your hunger. This isn't about becoming cold. It's about becoming calm, solid, strategic, and unshakable. You will still feel deeply. But now, You will not hand those feelings to people who haven't earned them. That is where your power begins. 3. The psychological game. Why predictability kills respect. The world doesn't reward sincerity. It rewards strategy. In every room, the person who speaks less holds more power. The one who seems like they don't care gets pursued. The one who reacts the least gets respected the most. Why? Because in human psychology, mystery equals power. Predictability equals control. When someone can predict your emotions, your hunger, your reactions, they feel entitled to exploit them. We are biologically wired to chase what moves away, crave what doesn't need us, respect what we can't fully grasp. That's not cruelty. That's nature. So when you gave attention too easily, you taught them it wasn't valuable. Forgave without boundaries, you taught them your pain had no price. Showed up even when disrespected, you taught them they never had to earn you. The brutal truth. They didn't walk away because they didn't care. They walked away because they thought you never would. That's what happens when you're always reachable, always proving, always explaining. The antidote? It's not to stop caring. It's to care with strategy. Master the art of emotional control. Because if you don't control your access, someone else will control your worth. 4. The Machiavellian shift. How to become unreadable. Machiavelli wasn't cruel. He was clear. His philosophy wasn't about domination. It was about survival. 3 rules of emotional sovereignty. 1. Speak last. Oh, let others fill the silence first. Oh, the less you say, the more they wonder. 2. Disappear strategically. Oh, they take you for granted. Let them feel your absence. Oh, not as punishment, but as recalibration. 3. Never show your hand. Oh, your pain, your hunger, your desperation. Oh, these are levers of control in the wrong hands. Why this works. People fear what they can't understand. They respect what they can't manipulate. They obsess over what refuses to chase them. This isn't about being cold. It's about being calculated with your warmth. 5. The rebirth from needy to untouchable. You don't need to scream your worth. You need to embody it so completely that silence becomes your loudest statement. Signs you've leveled up. White heavy check mark, you no longer explain where you're going. White heavy check mark, you don't react to provocations. You observe them. White heavy check mark, your no carries finality, not guilt. The ultimate test. Next time someone disrespects you, don't argue, don't justify. Simply let their behavior meet your boundaries. The moment they realize, oh, this person doesn't negotiate their worth, that's when everything changes. Final warning. This path isn't for the fragile. It's for those ready to trade. Begging for being. Chasing for choosing. Visibility for unshakable presence. The world doesn't change how it treats you. You change how you allow it to. 6. The art of strategic withdrawal. When silence becomes your sword. The most dangerous person in any room isn't the loudest. It's the one who masters the power of absence. Why disappearing works. 1. Create psychological vacuum. Oh, human brains hate unresolved patterns. Oh, your absence triggers their obsession circuitry. 2. Forces value reassessment. Oh, what's always available becomes invisible. Oh, what withdraws suddenly becomes precious. 3. Shifts the power dynamic. Oh, you're no longer reacting. You're making them react. Oh, every minute they wonder about you is energy spent in your favor. Case study. When Steve Jobs was fired from Apple, his complete disappearance made the company realize what they'd lost. His eventual return came on his terms. How to execute a strategic withdrawal. Heavy checkmark digital vanishing act. Disappear from social media for 7+ days. Let unanswered messages create intrigue. Heavy checkmark social fade out. Decline 3 invitations in a row without explanation. Show up unexpectedly, then vanish again. Heavy checkmark the Hemingway principle. Always leave them wanting more. End conversations first. Be the first to exit a room. Never overstay your welcome. Warning. This isn't about playing games. It's about breaking their psychological conditioning around your availability. 7. Becoming a human enigma. The 4 layers of mystery. Master these to become truly unreadable. Layer 1, the surface contradiction. Dress like a banker but have tattoos. Speak softly but carry intimidating knowledge. Appear approachable but reveal nothing personal. Layer 2, unpredictable consistency. 90% reliable, 10% completely unreachable. Creates delightful tension in relationships. Layer 3, calculated vulnerability. Share weaknesses that are actually strengths. I sometimes trust too easily equals code for high standards. Layer 4, the silent tell. Develop one small mannerism that reveals nothing. Adjusting a watch when bored, but do it always. Pro tip, add 7 seconds of silence before answering personal questions. Watch how people lean in. 8, the comeback protocol, when to re-engage. 3 signs it's time to reappear. 1, they've reached out 3x without desperation. 2, you detect genuine behavioral change. 3, your absence has created measurable impact. The grand re-entry formula. 1, first contact, casual but valuable, share useful info. 2, second interaction, briefly acknowledge the gap, been focused on some things. 3, third contact, reset the relationship terms. Critical mistake to avoid. Never explain your absence fully. A partial truth, needed some space to think, is more powerful than the whole story. Final lesson, the sovereign's dilemma. The paradox of true power. The more you're willing to walk away, the less you'll need to. But here's the secret they don't tell you. Once you've mastered this game, you'll stop wanting to play it. Because when you become whole unto yourself, their attention becomes optional. Their validation becomes irrelevant. Their presence becomes a choice. This is the end game, where you're not just unreadable, you're untouchable. 9, the black hole effect, creating irresistible gravitational pull. The ultimate power isn't in chasing attention. It's in compelling it to come to you. Here's how to develop your personal event horizon. The 3 laws of social gravity. 1, the Einstein principle. Time bends around mass. Your mass equals unshakable purpose. Result, people naturally orbit your schedule. 2, the event horizon effect. Share just enough to intrigue. Withhold enough to mystify. Perfect ratio. 62% visible, 38% concealed. 3, the dark matter paradox. Your strongest influence works invisibly. What you don't say speaks loudest. Practical application. When asked about your projects, working on something interesting, I'll show you when it's ready. When probed for opinions, I have thoughts, but let's hear yours first. 10, the chess master's gambit. Advanced emotional jiu-jitsu. Turn their own energy against them using these black belt techniques. The reverse interrogation. When someone asks personal questions, 1, pause, 3-second minimum. 2, answer vaguely. 3, immediately counter question. Them, where were you last weekend? You, exploring some ideas. How was your weekend? Debate and observe. Plant subtle hooks to reveal true intentions. I've been thinking about making some big changes lately. Then watch who leans and versus who panics. The King's Gambit. Deliberately lose small battles to win the war. Let them think they've figured you out. Then reveal a deeper layer they never saw coming. Warning. These techniques require emotional detachment. Use only after mastering parts 1 to 8. 11. The Sovereign's Library. 7 books that rewire power perception. 1. The 48 Laws of Power, Robert Greene, the modern Machiavelli. 2. The Art of Worldly Wisdom, Balthasar Gracian, 17th century power maxims. 3. The Charisma Myth, Olivia Fox-Caban, Science of Presence. 4. The Laws of Human Nature, Robert Greene, Psychological Judo. 5. The 33 Strategies of War, Robert Greene, Social Conflict Mastery. 6. The Unfettered Mind, Taekwondo Soho, Samurai Mental Control. 7. Meditations, Marcus Aurelius, Emperor-Level Stoicism, Reading Protocol. 7 pages per day minimum. Highlight, then hand copy key passages. Wait 24 hours before applying concepts. 12. The Final Initiation, when to break all the rules. True mastery comes when you transcend the rules. The sovereign's paradox. 1. Become so disciplined you can afford spontaneity. 2. Develop such strong boundaries you can be vulnerable. 3. Build such deep confidence you can appear uncertain. 3 signs you're ready. You no longer track who wins interactions. You genuinely enjoy other success. Your silence comes from fullness, not lack. The ultimate test. Can you walk away permanently, but choose to stay and make both feel like power moves? This is the razor's edge where true sovereignty lives. Epilogue. The fire that burns without smoke. What begins as strategy matures into being? You'll know you've arrived when your power feels effortless. Your boundaries require no explanation. Your presence alone shifts dynamics. At this stage, the techniques fall away. The games become transparent. The need for control dissolves. What remains is pure, uncontrived influence, the kind that can't be manipulated because it springs from complete self-possession. This isn't the end. It's the beginning of real power, the kind that creates, builds, and elevates rather than manipulates. But first, you had to learn the game well enough to leave it behind. Final challenge. Go 7 days without explaining yourself. Justify your choices. Chasing validation. If you succeed, you'll discover what lies beyond power games. If you fail, start again from part 1. The path never ends, it only deepens.